Hi, my name is Joni Johnson and I'm one of the co-founders of FPC Fit Pregnancy Club in New York City. And today we're going to do a glutes and lower body workout. So before starting any kind of a workout routine, you would consult your doctor or care provider to make sure you have clearance. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is start with some breath work and then go into a full body warm-up before we start to do the bigger movements. Bring both hands to the belly, open up through the chest. This is the breath work that is the foundation of all of our workouts at FPC. We inhale, we fill the diaphragm with air, release the core muscles, release and relax the pelvic floor. And then as you exhale, the diaphragm pushes the air out of the body. We wrap that abdominal wall. And at the same time we perform a Kegel, front to back. We lift up an entire hammock of muscles to the center of our body. Inhale, everything releases and relaxes, expands. And then exhale, wrap the abdominal wall closer to you and Kegel. We call this the pumping Kegel. Inhale, fill, release. Exhale, wrap and lift that pelvic floor. One more time here. Inhale, fill, release. Exhale, wrap and lift. Good. I want you to just take some shoulder rolls here, loosening up the shoulders. 2 more. And then take it front to the front. Maybe 2 more here. Let's just take the arm overhead. We're gonna reach right and left. Good. So even though we're going into a lower body workout, we wanna make sure that the entire body is ready to move and all those muscles are warmed up. Good, I want you to just pick up the knees side to side. We're gonna do 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Warm up the quads. So we're gonna take a little kick back. Some booty kickers. We all need a kick in the butt every once in a while, right? Pump those elbows behind you for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I want you to warm up the knees and the ankles. Just give the leg a big circle in both directions. That's it. Good. And then over to the other side. 4, 3, 2, and reverse for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We've got some big movements in the body and we're ready to jump in. So we're going to start with some second position squats. And I want you to grab a weight, a can, a baby, anything with some weight that you can put into your arms. So we're working the glutes and lower body, but we're also always working on strengthening the postural muscles and upper body as well. Nice wide stance in the legs. We're gonna take a natural turnout. So if you point your toes forward, you can just squeeze those glutes and kind of flip them out to the sides and that will hit your natural turnout. And we're gonna come down into a squat here with a neutral pelvis. Neutral pelvis means there's no tucking underneath and there's no arch in the lower back. We're gonna drop that tailbone straight down to the ground. So you're gonna set up your posture and your alignment, and we are just gonna start with some pulses here. So we're gonna do 20 of these. They're really small, and we're gonna take little tiny squats here. I want you to wrap and engage that transverse muscle. So you're hugging your abdominal wall closer to your midline. You're staying open through the chest, and we're just gonna take 20 of these. Give me 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7. Push through it. 6, 5, 4, 3. Those legs are gonna start to burn a little bit. We're gonna stay low. Don't come out of it yet. Lift your right heel, and we're gonna pulse again for 10, 9. Drive your weight right over that second and third toe. 5 more. 5, 4. You feel the burn. 3, 2, and 1. And then switch over to the left heel. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Wrap that abdominal wall. Hold tight. Lift through the pelvic floor. And then 20 back in the center. I know those legs are killing you, but stick with it. Good. We're toning up that lower body, those glutes, the thighs. 10 more. 10, 9, 8, shaking. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shake it out. Whew. Now, if you're already feeling winded, out of breath, like you need a sip of water, go ahead and do that now. We want to make sure we're staying hydrated. And then we're going to go right back into it. We're gonna hit some squats. So form on squats is really important because we wanna make sure we're turning on the glutes and not getting into the lower back. So I want you to put your weight in your heels. And sometimes I even like to lift my toes up to make sure that I have my weight behind me. Open through the chest, holding this 8-pound baby. We use 8 pounds here at FPC because an average newborn is about 7. We wanna tone up those mama muscles right away. We're gonna sit low, creasing deep in the hips. And then we're gonna come up and do a little bit of a squeeze at the top of that squat. So we're exhaling down, As we come down, we're wrapping that transverse, lifting through the pelvic floor. So we're gonna take, let's do 20 of these. We're gonna go down, up, 1, down, 2, down, 3, and you can hear I'm already out of breath and I'm only on 4. So stick with this. Really turn those glute muscles on. Imagine that you've got 2 dabs of paint on your sits bones, and as you come back, you're putting that paint on the walls. We've got about 10 more of these. Keep that chest open. Don't allow the shoulders to round forward. Try to focus on really good form. Weight stays in your heels. Lift through that pelvic floor. Give me 2 more. Squeeze it out. Last one. Good. Shake it out. Catch your breath. Try to go back to that deep belly breath breathing. So we're gonna inhale. We're gonna fill the diaphragm with air. We're gonna exhale. Try to slow down the breath. Grab a sip of water if you need it. Take a few moments here to recover. And then we're gonna go into some crib reaches. So one of the common ailments that comes up postpartum is that we're reaching into a crib or a bed a lot to pick up a baby. A lot of people reach down with rounded shoulders, they get into their lower back, and then they end up with back pain. So we're gonna set up the muscle memory to make sure we're protecting our bodies and putting the baby up and down in a safe way. I want you to open up through the chest. Those shoulder blades squeeze together. Your weight is in your heels again, like the last exercise. And we're gonna reach down into the crib. As you put the baby down, you're gonna wrap your abdominal wall. So this is your exhale. You're gonna inhale up through the center of the body. So exhale down, inhale up through the middle. So imagine you've got the baby in your arms. That exhale helps pull your core closer to your body, closer to your midline, and it protects your lower back. And that pump and Kegel action helps protect the front of the abdominal wall from a potential diastasis. Inhale up. We're gonna take 4 more here. Inhale up, put the baby down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, last one. Inhale up. And then we're gonna switch that hold because we're not always putting the baby down. So now we're gonna switch the breath because we're gonna pick the baby up out of the crib. Same concept, your weight is in your heels. We're really sticking the glutes back, deep crease in the hips, chest is open, but we're gonna travel down through the center with our inhale. So the weight comes straight down to the middle. This is your in, release the pelvic floor, open up the abdomen, and then exhale, wrap that transverse, and lift the pelvic floor to come up. This is the inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. You want to keep a straight spine. Really imagining that you're lifting that baby up out of the crib and you're using the full support of your abdominal wall to pick it up and pull it closer to you. So the abs are traveling closer to you as well. Give me 2 more here to make 10. Last one, exhale. Good. So remember that muscle memory every time you're picking up or putting down a newborn. We're gonna hold this weight horizontally and we're gonna turn our bodies here into a parallel lunge. So we're gonna alternate right and left back. Again, stickler for posture. Open up the chest, pull the shoulder blades together. We're gonna lunge back and down and then step back together. So we're gonna alternate right and left. And we're gonna take 20 of these in total. But what I want you to think about is driving your front heel into the ground as you do it, wrapping that transverse so your entire abdominal wall is coming closer to you, and we're lifting through the pelvic floor at the place that we feel we need the most support, which would be traveling down and through that lunge. Good, you're gonna feel those legs, those quads start to burn a little bit. We're also working on the stability in the knee joint here. Good, I think we've got about 8 more. 8 together, 7 together, 6, nice. As you get tired, that posture in the upper body is gonna wanna slouch forward. So reopen, re-energize to the chest. 2 more, we're almost there. Ooh, last one. Good, take a breather, put your weight down, grab a sip of water, take a little break. We're gonna refocus ourselves. We're gonna come down to all 4s. So I want you to lower your knees down to the mat, and we're gonna set ourselves up So we're on all fours here. Make sure your shoulders are right on top of your wrists. Your hips are right on top of your knees, and we have a neutral pelvis. So again, that means no tucking, no excessive arching in the lower back. We've got a straight line from the top of the head to the tailbone, and we're gonna lift and wrap that abdominal wall. So the belly, the abs are not hanging down to the floor, they're feeling lifted, and we're lifting through the pelvic floor as well. If you have any problems in the wrists or any kind of postpartum carpal tunnel syndrome, I want you to either come up onto your fists, or even you can take the modification down on your forearms as well. Otherwise, we're gonna come onto all fours here, and we're gonna fire that core. So I want you to lift your right hand and left knee with a deep wrap in that abdominal muscle. So this is your inhale, fill the diaphragm, release the pelvic floor, and then exhale, really wrap that transverse hold for 3, 2, 1, and release down. Over to the other side, lifting the left and right knee. Here we go, inhale, fill, exhale, lift and hold. You should feel a ton of fire in your core right now. I want you to pull those abs closer to you. Good, release. One more time on each side. Right hand, left knee, fire the core, lift up, hug the abs, the abdominal wall closer to your body, and down. And last one, left arm, right knee, fire the core, hug the entire wall closer to you, lift up to the pelvic floor, hold for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Just take a quick sit back in a child's pose here, breathe into it. Good, we're gonna come up back onto all fours, set up the posture and the alignment, extend your right toes out long. Straight line from the head to the toe, stabilize through the rest of the body, and we're gonna take a tiny little circle here. We're hitting those glutes. So I want you to feel lots of control in the rest of the body. So there's not a lot of shaking or moving going on. We're gonna reverse that direction. So you're gonna take 10 to the right, 10 to the left. Focus on the bottom of that right glute so it keeps firing. Pull the abdominal wall closer to your body. 2 and 1. Good. Switch over to the other side. Extend the left toes out, open through the chest. Good upper body support. Energy out the toes. Start those circles. Again, make sure the belly's not hanging down towards the floor. You want to wrap everything closer to you always. Give me 3, 2, and 1, and then over to the other side. Little circles here. You should feel a little bit of a shake at the bottom of that left glute. Hang on to it, we're almost there. 3, 2, 1, good, come out of it. Take that child's pose again just to reset here. Give yourself a little wiggle in the pelvis. Good, roll up out of it. We're gonna take a stretch, so we're gonna sit down. We're gonna take a figure 4. So I want you to cross your knee, your ankle. I want you to cross your ankle over your knee, open up to the chest, and then pull that leg back as far as you can. Apply a little bit of pressure into that front knee. You should feel a nice stretch down the piriformis, which gets really tight in pregnancy and postpartum. Keep breathing into it. Good. Hard stuff is over. We're just gonna breathe and stretch now. And then switch over to the other side. Ankle over knee, tuck it up. Good, breathe into it. Now if you're really flexible in this position, you might have to pull the leg in a lot closer. So just go to where you're comfortable. Don't allow your shoulders to slouch down. I know we're tired, we just hit that lower body a lot, but I want you to keep lots of energy in the upper body. Good, and come out of it. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Stretch up out of the hips nice and tall, and then we're just gonna take a bend forward. On the exhale, allow the weight of the head to come forward to support the stretch. Inhale, hold. Exhale, try to go a little deeper into it. If you have a lot of tightness in the legs and you have some blocks or pillows, you can prop them up underneath your knees for support in this position. Breathing into it. Good. Roll up out of that. Let's take one foot in front, keep the body square, lift up out of the hips, flex those toes. We're gonna take a hamstring stretch, so you're bending forward again. We're always using the breath to support our stretches. We never wanna bounce or pulse into a stretch. We wanna breathe and hold, and then exhale, release into it. You can use this like a little meditation in your day as well. You're trying to lengthen those muscles after a nice workout. Focusing on the breath. Good, over to the other side, leg in front, square off the body, pull up out of the hips, exhale forward, pull those toes back towards your forehead. Good, 2 more breaths here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then I want you to sit in any comfortable position. If you need to prop yourself up on a pillow, a block, a ball, whatever works. Bring the hands back to the belly, close your eyes, open up to the chest. Feel that length in the spine so your head's traveling to the ceiling. And go back to that deep belly breath. So we're gonna inhale, fill the diaphragm, expand, release the pelvic floor. Exhale, lift up through that pelvic floor, wrap the abdominal wall. One more like that. Inhale, fill, expand. Focus on the release. Exhale, lift through the pelvic floor, wrap the abdominal wall. Good, come back to your center here. Release all the muscles in the core. Release that pelvic floor. Imagine your sits bones, those 2 bony points at the bottom, just expanding and opening, expanding and opening. Breathe into it. One more deep breath. Inhale, fill. And exhale, release.